Welcome back to the Land Flipping Formula Weekly Live Session, brought to you by the Land Investing Pros, Paul and Willie. I'm your host, Abdiel, and with me, as always, Aaron Perez, and we're super excited to be here today. Today, we're going to be sharing a little more on the personal side of things, on our basically how we all got started into land investing. Basically the challenges and some of the fears that came into it, as well as what you can do to begin your own land investing business and start succeeding in it. Now, Aaron is with us. He hasn't been here with us for a while. How you doing, Aaron?
I'm doing well, man. I've been doing really well. Just been working hard on my land business, man. Just working hard on
Yeah,
work.
that's good. You also got more business going on. I know you got engaged,
Oh,
correct?
yeah. Gonna get married in October. But yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
a lot of
That's
good.
awesome. Looking
Yeah.
awesome, man. Well, today, like I think this is going to be very relatable to a lot of people because I think a lot of people are asking those same questions. I get asked that a lot, like how did you start? What budget did you start with? And what are some things that you saw as well? But before we jump into all of that, I do want to give a shout out to our very own, the man, the myth, and the legend, Willie. We were texting the other, just actually yesterday, and just to sum up where Willie's at, I guess, in his numbers, um, what his acquisition numbers are at is, let me actually get it right here from the text. He's selling about 100 to 130 lots a month, acquiring properties around 50 to 200 sometimes, just on bulk deals. That's a month. So he says business is strong with the flexing arm emoji. So he's doing really well as always, and as you probably can tell, for some of you who are trying to reach out to him, he is really really busy. So sorry that he's so tied up, but you can always reach out to us. But anyways, big shout out to Willie for that. If you are out there watching us live, hey, give some likes, some hearts. I know Aaron needs some more likes, some more hearts. He always enjoys those,
There
right,
you go.
Aaron? Yeah, man, comment. Let us know what you think, any questions that you may have. And if you're watching this in the future, comment replay. All right. So let's kind of jump right into it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Paul and Willie, they've been killing it. They're doing really well, and they're doing way better than they did last year. So they're just getting better and better, you know. So I think
Yeah.
last year they sold about 600 lots
Yeah, a little
and
over 600.
600 properties, and so this year they're gonna easily double that, and so it's gonna be good. And yeah, it's cool, and hopefully people see it as motivation and not as
Yeah.
competition, because they don't see it that way. They don't. There are a bunch of people, not a bunch. Still a small community, but there are a lot of people that do this business, and they're still having success, right?
Right.
Uh,
Still the least saturated.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
and it's crazy. Like if you price it right, you send it to a hot market, you'll be fine. You're gonna get deals.
Yeah.
You can even then jump into markets where Paul and Willie are at.
Yeah.
That,
You'll still
that-
get something. I've
yeah,
done it.
yeah, dude. There's
So
there's no competition out here, and so don't see it as competition, but see it as motivation, and see it as something that is possible, and someone's doing it really, really well. And it's good to see that they are still doing this business. It's not something that they just coach. It's something that they do themselves. Something that I do. I'm doing myself with my business. Same thing with Abdel, you know. So it's pretty cool.
yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah, definitely. And honestly, I do jump into those areas where there's a lot of competition, right? Places where people get scared of, like Florida or places like that. I'll jump in because that means that I'll probably sell a lot faster. So that's the way that I look at it, at least. So definitely don't get scared to jump in, man. Uh, just jump
Exactly.
right in. Hmm.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, but what we wanted to talk about today was basically how we all started. And I'll let Aaron go first about how he started because I got started because of him. So
Hmm.
go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So my journey started. First, when I discovered land investing and I saw that there was huge potential to that, I think that was in like 2018, and that's when I discovered it. And I knew right away that it was the right real estate journey for me because I was still in school. I had about $5,000 in the bank. I had an internship where I was working 8 hours a day, and it was a good job, and I liked it, and it made me money. But I didn't want to work for the rest of my life, and I knew it. Like I knew it then. I was like, I'm not going to be working for someone else. So that's where I discovered real estate and all the potential behind it, and I researched every possible strategy out there, right? Wholesaling, fix and flips, house hacking, sandwich lease options. What else is there? I learned different strategies like the Burr strategy. There's just a bunch of stuff, note holding, things like that. And so I discovered and I did research on all of these other strategies. But then when I discovered land and land investing, I knew right away this was it. It had huge potentials, and I knew that this is the journey for me, especially because I only had about $5,000 in my bank account, and I saw that land investing was very low entry, and it was really up to me how much I wanted to spend in this niche, and I would be able to get huge returns that you couldn't get in any other real estate uh, niche strategy, right? And so that's where I discovered it. I found someone to teach me. It was a mentor. I went and worked with him for like $10 an hour, which was a third of what I was getting paid at the job I was at. And yeah, he taught me. And because of him, I was able to start investing, and I jumped into it quick. I was able to make my first flip. It was a bad flip. I spent 7,000 and I sold it for 14,000, which is double my money, right? And that's crazy money. If you double your money in any other real estate strategy investment, that's good money. But in land, it's not the
Yes,
same.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so it was my worst flip by far. The second flip, I got it for 1,400 and I sold it for 13,000. And so that's when I was like, all right, cool. That was a good flip, and I knew those deals were out there, and I just started working. But again, I only had $5,000, and so the strategy that I took was um, I used my money to send out letters and to focus on getting all the paperwork ready when I were to purchase the property, and to focus on selling the property. And when those deals came in, I had friends, family members, investors. I used their money to purchase the property. I sold the property, and then I split the profits. Okay. And so this allowed me to use my $5,000 effectively. So I didn't just send out letters, buy two properties, and then all my money's gone. And then I have to wait till my money comes back. Instead, I decided to just focus on sending out letters, used other people's money, bought land, sold it, split the profit. And so little by little, I was getting more cash and I was making more money. Of course, someone else was involved and they got their money plus half the profit. But I mean, I don't care. Like I didn't spend any money, right? All I did was spend money on the letters and my time, which I was cool with doing at the time because like I was just starting out and I didn't have much money. Then I got to the point where I didn't need to do that and I started doing my own deals. And I got past that point where I was like, all right, cool. Well, I can only do so much with my money. I need to leverage money, which is what the wealthy do. And so I learned that, and I yeah, figured out how to do that. And so I then started borrowing money and with interest, use that money to buy a lot of land to be able to sell that, and then I could easily pay back the person I borrowed from, and I don't have to give up half of the profit because all I really need is the principal, right? So let's say
Right.
a property is $10,000, but I can sell it for 30. I'm not going to give the half of the profit, which would be $10,000 plus the $10,000 that I got back to the person, because all I really need is 10,000. Why am I losing 20,000? Instead, I should just lose 10,000, right? And yeah, so that's what I did. But that strategy and that confidence that I got came from Paul and Willie, right? Because I was using other people's money. I was splitting the profit. But after I met with Paul and Willie, I learned their strategy and I figured out how to use other people's money effectively. I was able to scale my business to the point where I'm at now, right? And so now I'm doing big deals too. I'm not at the point that Paul and Willie are at, but
I know.
I'm working on purchasing 40 properties right now for 300,000, right? And I can make 1.4 million out of it, and I borrowed the 300,000, but I'm making 1.1 million off of it, or 1 million off of it because of the interest, right? And so that's how you leverage money, right? So I was at the point where I had $5,000 a few years ago. Now I am purchasing property for $300,000, and I'm doing $1 million deals. And so it's a process, but if you stick to it and you work hard and you just rinse and repeat, then you're gonna do well, right? And so that was my journey, and I really, what would the word be? I know that the reason why am able to do anything is because I had mentors, because I had my first mentor who taught me, and then because I had Paul and Willie teach me, and now I'm able to do the same thing. And hopefully, eventually, I'll be up there right next to Paul and Willie. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but
Oh, I have no doubt, bro. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And so then, yeah, give me a few years, maybe I'll catch up to them.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, Willie. I don't know where Willie's gonna be at that point.
That's true, man.
Hopefully he chooses to retire.
Yeah.
Or something. But I don't know.
Hopefully not.
No. No, and the thing is that there is so much space out here. There's enough space for everyone to grow, I think. And it's not like crazy competitive, like we said earlier today. Like you said, for me, like, luckily I didn't spend too much time on my own trying to figure things out. Like I looked at RE Tipster and all these other free information. I was definitely the guy that was not going to buy something for or spend money for my education on this. But yeah, once I got started, I mean, for like 4 or 6 months that I was doing it on my own, it was a struggle trying to acquire properties for like $300, $500 or something like that, because I was penny pinching, working with a budget of around 5K or so. Yeah, it was really hard to try to manage my money to where I can send out enough letters, and then be able to get enough in return, enough responses to acquire property. So it was kind of hard. I did like 4-6 deals, something like that, and it wasn't that much. But then when I met Aaron, actually, and we met through a mutual friend, he started coaching me. He started, well, actually, the way that we started out was because he offered me a job as a VA, and as doing the, what was it, advertising, right? Putting up your ads and stuff like that on Facebook Marketplace and so on. And so I just saw how he was doing things, and it was really interesting to me. So his coaching really is the reason why I'm at the scale where I'm at, acquiring properties for like anywhere from $15,000 to $30,000. So, and then selling them for 3 times or more on that. That's where I'm at right now. But without the coaching and the guidance that I got from Aaron and from the Land Investing Pros, because once I met Aaron and he was doing the Land Investing Pro stuff, the course and all that, I was able to learn from him everything that he was learning. So it was definitely worth it, because the scaling was a lot faster. I was able to scale my business literally in like, when I started out with him, I scaled in like 2 or 3 months. I was able to acquire a lot more property and sell, and started seeing higher sales, a lot more sales than I was seeing on my own. But I definitely needed that guidance. I think that the business model here is very straightforward. There's like, I think it's a very easy model to follow, but once you get into the details of it, into a specific scenario, you need someone to tell you whether it's a good investment or not, how you would go about doing the due diligence in this, or negotiate a certain price for this. So it comes to the specifics where you do need some help. and when you start drawing a blank on those things. But
Yeah, man, it helps. Like there's still questions that you come to me like, hey, what do you think about that? It's not even questions of like, hey, is this right or wrong? It's like, what do you think? Because it's good to have another person's opinion and see what they think of the situation. And so that's why
yeah,
it's so important to build a network of real estate investors, right? Because I'll even come to you and say, hey, man, what do you think? You're
yeah,
more knowledgeable in this area. What do you think of this? Right. And
yeah,
so that's what's so important, to have a mentor, have peers, have people that you trust to be able to move forward and actually have the confidence to get deals done in this industry.
yeah. And that's what's nice is when you have a mentor, you immediately start getting connected with the people that person knows, right? Because I got to know Paul and Willie because of Aaron, so that's literally the only reason why. So just having someone that will guide you is really important. Networking as well, even for investors that will fund your deals and or aside from giving you guidance, but also help you with that. I think
Exactly.
we I think we have a question on Facebook. Let's pull that up.
Those are
What
funny.
is yeah
So, so I personally, when I first started, I used family and friends' money when I didn't have money. And right now, that $300,000 deal that I borrowed the money, that's from a wealthy friend of mine. And yeah, he's just older. He has a lot of money, and yeah, he decided to move forward with that. But for other people who aren't connected like that, it's not that I'm connected like that. I had to work to. I had to work
Aaron
to.
has the plugs.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't come from a wealthy family or like wealthy neighborhoods or
Yeah,
wealthy friends, but um, through me just reaching out, choosing to network and choosing to get myself in positions where it would allow me to meet wealthy people or wealthier people, I was able to do that. But for anyone who doesn't have that accessibility or that resource, we actually fund your deals. So the
yeah,
land investing pros, they fund your deals up to I think $50,000. Okay. And so it's a good resource because if you spend your money on on first learning, picking out a good market and finding the deals, you can get up to $50,000 in purchasing a property. And then hopefully you're going to be doing 3x or 4 times more when you sell it. And so you get it under contract, you submit it to the land investing pros. They'll look at it, they'll fund it, they'll purchase the property, and then you split the profits. And so it's a good way of getting started, and it's a good way of just jumping into bigger deals right away rather than working with deals that are $300, $400, right? Like Abdel was doing it when he first started
yeah,
because he wanted to save money. But when
yeah,
it comes to real estate, yeah, you got to
mhm,
leverage money. You got to use other
yeah,
people's money. Go into big deals, same process, nothing different. Big deals, make more money, and then do more big deals.
yeah. Yeah, and I mean, there's so many resources, I think, with the Land Investing Pros. If you just go to the website above, landinvestingpros.com, under deal funding, all they ask you to do is to do the due diligence, fill out the information for it, and it's very simple. You'll upload the contract, and then we'll give you a call. And honestly, it's the best way to know if it's a good deal too, because if we reject it, then it's probably because it wasn't a good deal. Um, but if we accepted it, then it's going to get sold. So you can definitely make quite I believe it's 40% for if you allow us to sell it of the profits, and then it's 60% if you sell it on your own. But we'll acquire the property with the Land Investing Pros money. Yeah, and I think that's literally if you're just starting out and you don't have money, maybe you have $3,000 and saved up to to send out letters, and that's the best way to go about it, is to just use the Land Investing Pros money or other investors that you might know.
Exactly. Well, first, I think the best investment before you even do that is your education and learning what. So invest in yourself, learn the process, learn the strategies, learn how to pick out the right markets, learn how to offer it.
Yeah,
Then use that money, split some money for that, use the rest to send out letters, and then use someone else's money to buy the property and sell it. And then that's the
yeah,
fastest way of doing this. And if you
yeah,
keep doing it over and over again, you're going to scale really fast because it's smart.
yeah, yeah. And seriously, because that's, I mean, if you're using somebody else's money, then all you have to worry about is just learning the marketing analysis, learning how to price your offers, and once you have all of that information, I mean, you're gonna start making a lot of money. Like I said, it's not, once you do it 3, 4, maybe 5 times, you'll get the hang of it. It's gonna be like nothing.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's a good process. But yeah, that's the strategy that I would do if I were to restart and do it over again, which is the strategy that I did. I don't know why I came up with it. Maybe I got lucky or whatever, but yeah, that's the strategy that I did, and that's the strategy that I would do again if I were to restart. Right, get in, if I have money, learn, use the money to send out letters, use other people's money, get to the point where you don't need to, and then you can borrow money, and you'll just grow like crazy at that point.
Yeah,
No,
because at that point, nothing is stopping you. You have the money to scale your business, and if you're using other people to acquire the property, then you have more money to sell your property.
exactly.
So it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. But of course, you do need some guidance, some understanding of it, for someone to guide you. We do offer that in Land Investing Pros. We do deal partnering, where you can meet with one of us. Pretty much, we'll coach you throughout the whole process so that you can be able to acquire your first property and sell it. And that would be the coaching program, the deal partnering. We'll partner with you and work with you on that.
Exactly. But yeah, let's open it up to some questions, man. We got a few more minutes. We set aside 30 minutes for this live session for y'all. So let's see what questions you have. So if you're watching this through your Facebook group, then leave some questions. We got a troll on YouTube.
I love trolls. Trolls are the best.
Yeah, but yeah, if you're watching this in the Facebook group, you got any questions, then let us know.
All right.
Because we're here for you guys, But yeah, it's honestly really straightforward. Questions do come up. Each deal is different, and so you have to have that network and that mentorship to be able to work through every specific deal, because each one is different, like I said. So that's why it's so important to have a network of people.
We got a question on Facebook here.
Yeah, are there hard money lenders that work with land investors? Possibly. You'd have to. I don't know. I've never done it. I've only done it with friends and family, and that's it. But I think if you look hard enough, you might be able to find it. I don't know of any, but yeah, you can look for them. Yeah. You have to look. I don't know of any. We got the guy on YouTube. He's asking for the course. So if you go onto the landinvestingpros.com, then that's where we'll be at. But we have a promo code that can take off $150 off. So if you're interested in that, then comment promo. And we can get you that promo code if you're interested in moving forward and actually purchasing that course.
It's always so funny to see those, dude. It's so funny.
Definitely. But yeah, man, it looks like that's what we got for today. If you are interested in any of these services, then definitely reach out to us in the Land Investing Pros Facebook group. And you
can definitely find us there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much it. I don't think we have any more questions. If you do have any more questions, you can always message me on the Land Flipping Formula. I am on Facebook, so definitely give me a shout out. But for those watching in YouTube, subscribe, like, and go ahead, ask us any questions as well. I'll check the comments there as well. And then if you're interested in any other programs, like Aaron said, just feel free to comment promo code below. But I think that pretty much wraps it up for us here in the Land Flipping Formula, a weekly live session. So see you guys. Take care.
Yeah, bye.